All right, guys, I am back. Welcome to another Car Chronicles. And guess where I'm on my way to? Back to the body shop. All right, so here we go. Let's take it from the top. The ESC light and engine light are coming on. So when I did some research, a lot of times they say start with the spark plugs and then the coils and stuff like that. So my first body mechanic, he did just the spark plugs. The light still was coming on. He actually told me there was nothing more he could do for my car. I said, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? I do have high mileage on my car for the work that I do. It's a 2017 Toyota Camry or anything. So when he left it like that, I was like, okay, I got to get me a new car or what? You know what I'm saying? Can this be fixed? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because certain things people just don't want to mess with, you know what I mean? And everything like that. So, you know, I said, okay, God, I need some wisdom. Lead and guide me. So I was talking to one of my friends. So she led me to this other mechanic. So I went to the other mechanic. It was last week. And so maybe a Wednesday or something. And I went to him, and it might have been, no, it was a Thursday, actually. It was a Thursday. And so I was up there all day pretty much, y'all. And so I did tell him that the spark plugs would change. He did say they kind of looked at new, but he said, you know, one looked at used and stuff like that. So we just kept him in there, right? So we changed the coils. At the same time, my old mechanic told me my brakes was fine, but guess what? My brakes went into my things, rotors. So I ended up having to get them done. So he has a little helper that helps him. So the owner did the side. The owner did the back side, the back driver's side, fine. But his helper, did the other side. So when I was driving, once they were done, I'm thinking everything's cool. I hear this. I got like a mile and a half away from them, and I could just hear this noise in the brake. I was like, "What is going on in that brake?" And everything. I had to turn back around and go back to them. And so they end up, he didn't do something right in the brake. Some pin came out, but the light came back on. So they cleared it and everything like that. So they cleared it, and then because they said sometimes with an older car, it takes a moment to clear you know, the things, you know, sometimes it takes a computer a little bit to clear. Sometimes you got to drive. Well, it came on, it would flash here and there. I was tired by that point. So I went ahead and continued to work, and then it stayed on. So I came back Monday. So this time they went back to the beginning, changed the spark plugs and everything like that. He did put a fuel injector thing in there to cleanse out the fuel injection line, which with the mileage that I've had on this car, probably should have been done about 3 or 4 times already. Because I think I read after 30,000 miles, it's good to put him in there. I have bumped up and started using the middle oil. So I don't use but I've been using the middle oil for a moment now, for about a month now. They say as your car gets older, you might want to change and go to the middle oil and everything like that. So anyway, make this long story short. So I'm on my way back now because guess what? The light has come back on. Now it flashed yesterday when I got home. So I said maybe it's going to reset. So I did a couple of things. I took it on the interstate, so the light stayed on. So then eventually the tracking light went off for a while, but the engine light still stayed on. So now the tracking light and the engine light is back on. So when I was driving it, it did it did like this again. So it's these two things. The fuel injection line is blocked, and the fuel injection stuff that he's putting in there might need some more. That's one thing. I did not put any more gas in it because they said let it kind of go out as low as you could do it. So I didn't put any more gas in it, ladies and gentlemen. But it did it a few minutes ago. It did that like that. So it's either the line is still clogged and trying to get unclogged, or I need a new fuel injector. So we're going to see. And that's it for Car Chronicles. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me.